Hi everyone, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
जी, all right. So, can anyone just recap what we did in the last session? What was the last session all about? If anyone can recap or recall, what did we talk about in the last session? Anyone can recall or recap what did we do in the last session?
The SWOT analysis, pestle analysis, channels, and some case studies.
Okay. Why did we do all that? What was the purpose? We were studying all that. We stressed on four things: SWOT analysis, PESTEL, stress testing, and Porter's five force model. Okay, but why did we do that? What was the reason that we were doing that four things along with the case studies? सेशन का हेडिंग क्या था? Anyone? What was the session about?
To analyze business models.
Yes, Anisha, to analyze business models. Yesterday, whatever we talked about was how a business model can be analyzed. Today, going forward in that scenario only, we will talk about how a company can be analyzed based on financial metrics. Okay. Yesterday we talked about some techniques, what can be used. Today we will talk about the tools which are there. Okay. So to make it interesting more to and fro, what we will do now is I will randomly say someone's name and that person has to read the slide. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So at least everyone is attentive enough and at least see the screen. ठीक है. Yesterday's session was analyzing. Today's session is evaluating. डिफरेंस क्या है एनालाइजिंग और इवेल्युएटिंग में? एनालाइजिंग और इवेल्युएटिंग में डिफरेंस क्या है? सो बेसिकली इन एनालिसिस इट इज जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि क्या चल रहा है.
यस सर. और उसमें जजमेंट लेते हैं.
जजमेंट लेते हैं. इवेल्युएशन से हम उसको एक स्कोर दे सकते हैं. It is the same difference as qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. SWOT होता है जो आपका, पेस्टल होता है, पोटर्स 5 फोर्स मॉडल होता है, वो सब क्वालिटेटिव एनालिसिस है, वर्ड डिस्क्रिप्शन है, फिगर्स नहीं है उसके अंदर. Okay, when we talk about evaluation, it is based on numbers. What are the metrics? So Krishna, if you could read the second point over here. Second point.
Understand financial and non-financial metrics to evaluate business. Apply framework like balanced scorecard and KPIs dashboard.
Yes. So what we are doing is we are making the scorecards. In those 4 points yesterday, which we talked about, SWOT, PESTEL, POTOS 5-4 or stress testing, we don't make a scorecard with them. We just try to understand that what are the market scenarios. Now, today we will be making different scorecards, different evaluation based on metrics, the numbers, the figures, the facts. Okay. Okay. Again, very simple example. I, along with one of you per person, go to a restaurant and I say that the food over there was average. And the other person says, I will rate the food 6 on 10. क्या difference है? I said the food was average and other person said food was 6 on 10. What's the difference? Yes, Anisha, the other person gave the value. So what did the other person do? The other person evaluated it with a metric. While what I did was a quantitative analysis. And here it's, sorry, what the other person did was a quantitative analysis. I did was a qualitative analysis. Okay. So, yes, Mansi, it's measurable. Okay. So, very simple question. You launched a startup last year. How would you know it's doing well? What are the metrics you will use to understand that the startup is doing well or not, or a company is doing well or not? हम क्या देखते हैं? Company's revenue, yes. Nishita says what metrics, Mansi says sales growth, yes. So what Nishita is saying, SWOT metrics, in that we will get a qualitative metric. While what Sapna and Mansi are saying, in that scenario, we will get a quantitative metrics. So what are your quantitative metrics and how does it help? Yes. So Mansi, how will you measure scalability? Raghavendra says yes, cash flow. What's your cash flow cycle? What is the debit? What is the credit? So the first thing which helps us to understand the company is, yes, Mansi, yes, market share. So the first thing is indicator showing the financial health and performance of a business model. Key objectives, key benefits are, it is objective, comparable, forecasted. Okay. Hypothetically, I don't have any numbers, any figures. I say my company will do well after 5 years. What is my logic? Okay. Let's say an example. Okay, Sapna, you launch a company. Okay, and in 5 years you say my company will do well. What is the logic? Unmute yourself, say about it. How can you say a company will become profitable or not after 5 years? How will you forecast? But company growth and success you are saying, but that's a future tense. So what is the metric you are using? The sentence I said, that my company is going to do well in 5 years. If it's not backed by logic, it's qualitative. When I say that it's backed by the sales and revenue which has been generated already, or what industry is generating. If it's a new company, we will take care of industry benchmarks. That will be quantitative based on the revenue forecasting. Okay. So these financial gives you an objective for the company, make it comparable and easy to forecast. How do you compare two companies in a market? Whose market share is bigger? Who is generating more revenue? Okay. Which is a better company? Who started first, who started later, and still where are they both? Okay. Yes. So these are the financial metrics. So number one, revenue streams. Yoga guys said in the text as well. Revenue streams, total income generated from products or services. Now, the biggest question is, are revenues recurring or one time? Customer retention आया है या नहीं आया? That is also a metric. Krishna, I sell you a bike and you don't come back again at my store or a showroom. Were you satisfied with my product or not? That is a metric. Okay, so this is how revenue metric helps. Gross margin, revenue minus. Okay, what is COGS? If anyone can tell me, what is COGS?
Cost of goods sold.
Cost of goods sold. Okay, so मेट्रिक्स का मतलब ये होता है कि जो आपके मेजरमेंट है उसको मेट्रिक्स बोलते हैं. मेजरमेंट स्केल जो है वो आपका मेट्रिक है. आप जब भी किसी चीज को मेजर करते हो उसके लिए जो एक बेंचमार्क रखते हो वो आपके मेट्रिक्स होते हैं. ठीक है सपना? जैसे मेरा रेवेन्यू हर साल 5% से बढ़ रहा है. ठीक है. व्हाट इज माय मेट्रिक ओवर हियर? That there is a growth of 5% every year. That's the metric. And if next year the metric, my growth goes from 5% to 3%, is my growth positive or negative? Negative. Why? Because the statement is every year my growth is 5%. So my metric is 5%. The day I do less than 5%, I'm in negative. Okay, that what metrics help with. Next. Okay, customer acquisition cost. Who of you have watched Shark Tank? How many of you have watched Shark Tank?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Someone else? Someone else? Okay. So Shark Tank में this was the most asked question, that what is your CAC, customer acquisition cost. क्या होता है customer acquisition cost? Customer acquisition cost क्या होता है?
सर कितना मार्केटिंग स्पेंड करके सेल्स किए हैं और कितने न्यू कस्टमर ऐड हुए हैं, जितना उसका वैल्यू लो होगा उतना वो अच्छा होगा।
ठीक है. So if I am spending 10,000 rupees in marketing and I am getting 100 customer, what is my CAC? If I am spending 10,000 rupees on marketing and I get 100 customers, what is my CAC?
100।
Sir,
100.
10,000.
How 10,000? I have spent 10,000.
100।
Yes. So it is cost of acquisition, customer acquisition cost. One customer acquisition cost. Okay. So you divide your overall marketing budget by the number of customers you have acquired. I spent 10,000, I acquired 100, so my CAC is 100. Okay. We say lower CAC is generally better. You know what is the CAC of Flipkart? Any idea? 2,100 rupees. Okay. Now, when we say 2,100 rupees, it is a very big number. But CAC is not the only thing. People say na, that the episodes of Shark Tank are telecasted and overall the shows are of 2-3 hours, but they show it in an hour. What they cut is the CLV and the churn rate. CLV, average order value into frequency into customer lifespan. Customer lifetime value. एक बार आपके पास कस्टमर आया तो वो एवरेज कितना खरीदता है, कितनी बार खरीदता है, और उसका एक कस्टमर का लाइफ स्पैन कितना है. That's your CLV. Okay. It's in multiplication. So higher CLV is better. CAC is in division. So lesser CAC is better. CAC should be nearest to whatever the minimum number you have. Okay. Churn rate. Now, I said that Flipkart is spending 2,100 rupees as CAC. Okay. Average order value per customer is nearly 200 rupees. Frequency in a month is, let's say 4, and customer lifespan before spending money on the same customer is 12 months. So what is the amount Flipkart spent on that customer? Again, average order value is 200. Okay. Frequency is 4 times in a month. And customer lifespan is 12 months. What is the CLV?
$9,600।
How?
मल्टीप्लाई कर दिए सबको।
कैसे?
200 into 4 into 12।
200 into 4 into 12. ठीक है. But वो
Sir,
तो अपनी
I think
frequency.
200.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. 800.
Yes.
Sir,
800 into
as frequency
Oh,
is
yes,
12
sir. Yes,
months,
sir.
so
Yes.
it become a 1 year.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's 9600, right? So by spending 2100, what they could achieve was a sale of 9600. Okay. This is how they bring customer lifetime value. Then churn rate measures customer retention. Then higher churn, poor retention strategies. चर्न रेट का इस बेसिकली कोई फॉर्मूला नहीं होता है. चर्न रेट इज कि कितने टाइम में कस्टमर आपका चला जाता है और आपको उसके लिए वापस एड्स बनाने पड़ते हैं. ठीक है. So okay, so when someone talks about कि churn rate calculate कैसे करना है, as such उसका कोई इंडस्ट्री फॉर्मूला नहीं है, but people use CLV divided by CAC, which is a customer lifetime value divided by customer acquisition cost. So here we have given an example. A customer, the revenue is 5 lakh rupees a month, CAC is 2000 and CLV is 12,000. So churn rate is 6%. Okay. So question is 6% churn rate healthy? Is 6% churn rate healthy? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If 6% is healthy, what will be unhealthy?
Sir, unhealthy will be the higher percent of the churn rate.
ठीक है. Okay. So usually a healthy churn rate is between 5 to 7%. 6% is just acceptable. It's not good, it's not bad. Okay. Higher churn rate is bad. Your churn, you have to try to keep your churn rate below 5%, and it should never go more than 7%. So 6% is the average. Okay. Just acceptable. That okay, 6% is there, we can try to bring it down. Okay. Now, any questions in the non-financial part? Any questions in the financial part? In financial part, things we talked about, you have already studied, you know about them, you know about the CAC, you know about revenue, you know about gross margin. I guess churn rate and customer lifetime value are the only two things which you might have not heard about or not talked about yet. बाकी सब पता था आपको तीन चीजों के बारे में, right? Okay. Now, non-financial metrics. वो तो फाइनेंशियल स्कोर कार्ड हो गया. अब non-financial things which are not covered under your financial part. Those are capture customer sentiment, brand value, operational efficiency, team health. कैसे अलग अलग capture customer sentiment for customer relationship, brand value, the value proposition of the company, operations efficiency, how your manufacturing or production parts are performing, team health, how your HR is performing in the company. Okay. So these non-financial metrics help us to understand the internal part of the company. So in that, how we can measure them is NPS, Net Promoter Score. Will customers recommend you? Do anyone know what is the scale of NPS? Do anyone know what is the scale of NPS? Okay, so NPS goes from -100 to +100. Let's say I have a NPS score of +30. Is it good or bad?
Good, sir.
Good. And if my score is -20,
Sir, good.
so anything less than 0 will be good. Less than 0 will be bad. Anything
Sir,
more
sir, could you please repeat the score of NPS?
-100 to +100.
So, sir, I have a question that 0 to -100, -20 is also lie between 0 to -100, I think.
Yes, so it will be bad, huh? 0 to -100 is your bad. You are in the negative.
Okay, okay.
So how do you measure it is when you give feedback forms to your customers, okay? And how do they rate you out of a rating of 1 to 5, let's say? 1 being very bad, 5 being very good. I guess you might have studied in market research hypothesis. Have you heard the term hypothesis? In statistics, there is a subject hypothesis.
Yes, I've heard about it.
Yes. So the NPS and CSAT metrics are done by hypothesis. Okay. We are not going into that. That is very technical and completely math related. You will have to study them that when you generate a questionnaire and when people answer you, how do you analyze it? Okay. If you circulate 10 questionnaires somewhere, 5 take on good, 4 take on very good, 3 take on disappointed. How do you analyze them? Okay. So based on that, non-financial metrics is done. Second, brand loyalty. The number of repeat purchasers are there. What is your social media mentions? Based on these things, you can see what kind of brand loyalty is there for you. Operational efficiency, response time, order accuracy, delivery speed. यहाँ पे जो हम चीजें पढ़ रहे हैं नॉन फाइनेंशियल मेट्रिक्स में, we are just taking a overview of them. We are not going in depth with any of them. Only reason it is just to make you understand what kind of non-financial metrics are there. Okay. Otherwise, if we go in depth, we have to do all the calculations and everything. And every point out of these 5 will take one session individually. So we are not calculating them. We are focusing on financial metrics only at the moment. And we talked about all the 5 financial metrics. Okay. Employee satisfaction. What is the retention rate of the company? Retention rate can be easily taken out by number of employees in the start of the last year, new employees join, number of employees quit, number of employees I have today. Based on that, you can count employee satisfaction by retention rates or employee net promoter scores. How do they rate you? Sustainability. What is the carbon footprint, diversity, social impact of the company? Okay. Any questions on this about the meaning or why are we studying this?
I have a doubt in NPS.
NPS.
Yeah, I just want you to explain it once again.
Okay. So basically, NPS is what? Jasmeet, how often do you fill a feedback form?
Quite rarely.
Quite rarely. Okay. Which is the place you might get a feedback form most often?
Like for example, if I'm like watching YouTube, so I might get it on like directly on the like screen that I'm using or the app that I'm using.
Okay, the app. Usually in a feedback form, there are 5 different categories or 3 categories, right? From very bad to very good, let's say, or disappointed to very happy. These are the kind of, right? Or you have to give
Yes.
a score from 1 to 5.
So like, are you talking about customer satisfaction index?
Yes, NPS is measured with help of that, but NPS is not exactly that.
Okay.
When we do a NPS, what you do is you take feedback from your customers and you calculate it based on the number of customers you had. Then you see how many customers are recommending you. Okay, a very simple example. Do you use share button on your YouTube?
Yes, we do.
You do, right? Everyone does. If we like a video or a reel on Instagram or a short on YouTube, we share it with our friends or family. Yeah. So that is a kind of NPS. The number of shares you get is a NPS that people are recommending you. Similarly, let's take an example of a restaurant now. That's for the digital part. Let's take an example of a restaurant. I go to a restaurant, they give me a feedback form. They ask me, was the was the service good or bad or average? Okay, was it uh, justifying the value for money? Yes, no, average. These kind of things. What they do is they take customer satisfaction forms. Based on that, they evaluate that how many number of people were happy, satisfied, were saying that we might recommend you versus the number who are saying no, we were not satisfied with the service. And that is your NPS score. Okay.
Yes, sir.
वापस समझाता हूँ इसको कैलकुलेट कैसे करते हैं फिर ठीक है if there are let's say the score ranges permanent plus 100 to minus 100 okay that is fixed if I have taken 1000 forms from people okay each form will have a value of +1 0 or 1 sorry +1 0 or -1 ठीक है in this case if there are 1000 feedbacks it will be 0.1 0 minus 0.1 समझ में आया क्यों जितने लोग सेटिस्फाइड होंगे आप उनको +0.1 में लिखते जाओगे जितने एवरेज बोलेंगे आप उनको 0 में काउंट करते जाओगे जितने नेगेटिव बोलेंगे आप -0.1 में करते जाओगे एट द एंड जो आपका स्कोर आएगा वो आपका एनपीएस है ठीक है
Yes, sir.
कंफ्यूजन है कि क्या चला क्या मैथ बताया
नहीं सर, क्लियर.
ठीक है ओके ओके so this is a simple example of a restaurant which I talked about that what kind of financial indicators do they use similarly a lot of companies internally use employee retention rate they are in their annual reports what kind of brand value they have then अभी IPL चल रहा है okay in IPL The brand value is measured by number of followers you have on Instagram. Yes, the fan following you have, the social media platform people are using or coming for you. That is a way of telling, is the brand doing good or not? The brand value. Okay. Now, let's go to evaluation frameworks. These are the two methods, financial and non-financial, based on which we can take out the scores. Now, how we actually put out these scores. ठीक है, or how we make a scorecard. So let me just share an example of a balanced scorecard with you. And then I will tell you what a balanced scorecard is. Just give me a second, please. Let me take it out. Okay, yes. Okay, is my screen visible? A strategy map and balance scorecard. Is my screen visible? Yes, no, something.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes. Okay, all right. ठीक है. So, क्या लिखा है यहाँ पे? If someone could read it, what's written over there? What kind of table it is?
Strategy map, balance score.
Strategy map, balance score. Okay. So in strategy map, the heading is objectives and balance code is measures and targets. So how it helps is, what we do is we give ourselves a target. Key financial perspective. Let's say I targeted 8% annual growth in revenue. My target is 8%. Okay. My objective is annual growth. What I actually achieved. In measures, we will write what I actually achieved. Based on that, we can evaluate ourselves. सीधी बात है, आप एग्जाम देते हो, एग्जाम में पूछते हैं ना आउट ऑफ 100 कितने मार्क्स आए. 100 क्या है? आपका मैक्सिमम टारगेट है. मेजर क्या है? जो आपका स्कोर है. ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या हुआ? एग्जाम है. उसमें क्या होगा? You want to be in first division or a merit student or in second division. That's your objective in exam. Similarly, financial perspective में financial metric आएगा. Customer perspective में NPS score आएगा. Customer satisfaction आएगा. Process perspective में आपका HR part आ सकता है, आपका ऑपरेशंस पार्ट आ सकता है, लर्निंग एंड ग्रोथ पर्सपेक्टिव में ये आ सकता है कि आपने खुद को कितना इनोवेट किया, कितना डेवलप किया। सो बैलेंस core card is nothing but a technique which helps you understand your growth levels in the company. समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
यस सर।
Yes,
कोई
sir.
डाउट इस पे?
No, sir.
ऑल राइट, ठीक है, नेक्स्ट पे चलते हैं फिर। ठीक है, आप इसको कहाँ पे बना सकते हो? आप इसको गूगल शीट पे बना सकते हो, टैब्ल्यू करके एक एप्लीकेशन है उस पे बना सकते हो, पावर बीआई पे बना सकते हो। ठीक है, दैट्स इट। सैंपल केपीआई डैशबोर्ड क्या होता है? आप उसमें मंथली रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ दिखा सकते हो, सीएससी वर्सेस सीएलवी, चर्न ट्रेंड, एनपीएस स्कोर्स, टिकट रेजोल्यूशन। जो बेसिकली आपको मैंने बताया एक बैलेंस स्कोर कार्ड में क्या होता है, वही आपका केपीआई डैशबोर्ड होता है। ओके, केस स्टडी लेते हैं। Revenue grew 2.2x in 2 years. Delivery cost per order dropped from 80 to 60. NPS improved from 34 to 48. CAC increased as they entered new city. इसमें अब आपको क्या करना है? What you need to tell me, what is the objective, what is the measure, and what is the target? रेवेन्यू में आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? सबसे पहले पर्टिकुलर कौन सा है? ये रेवेन्यू किस टाइप का मेट्रिक है?
Financial.
फाइनेंशियल मेट्रिक है। ठीक है, तो इट विल हैव अ फाइनेंशियल ऑब्जेक्टिव। तो आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या हुआ उसमें? इसमें ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या हुआ?
Food delivery.
फूड डिलीवरी ऑब्जेक्टिव कैसे हुआ? हम फाइनेंशियल मैट्रिक्स की बात कर रहे हैं, कंपनी के ऑब्जेक्टिव की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं।
रेवेन्यू।
रेवेन्यू, यस कृष्णा। सो रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ इज योर ऑब्जेक्टिव ओवर हियर। जिस चीज पे हम हमारे मैट्रिक्स को मेजर कर रहे हैं वो हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव होगा। ठीक है, सो नाउ is this is your measure that in 2 years we achieved 2.2x. Okay, now this can be compared that before that in 2 years we achieved 4.5 or 6 or 7. Okay, then delivery cost per order dropped from 80 to 60. What kind of metric is it?
Non-financial metric.
Non-financial metric. In which section, which part of the company? Will it help us to make a financial part, a human resource part, a process part, a learning growth part, or a customer part? For which segment?
Operation, a process.
Process, operations, right? Why? Because my delivery is a part of my operations company, part of the company. My objective was to drop down the delivery cost, to bring down the delivery cost. My current measure was 80, my target was 60. That from 80 to 60 I have to bring it down. Okay, now NPS score. NPS is part of what? It is a part of a non-financial metric.
नॉन फाइनेंशियल।
Non-financial metric में कौन सा टाइप है?
Non-financial metric.
Yes, in non-financial metric, what type is it? Customer perspective. Okay, your NPS
Yes, sir.
shows
Customer
customer
satisfaction.
perspective. है ना? So my objective was to improve my NPS. My measure was 34. My target is 48. That from 34 I have to reach 48. Okay. CAC. CAC increased as they entered new cities. Tell me this. Can we measure this now? This
Sorry, sir.
statement is it measurable or not? Qualitative statement है, quantitative statement है. CAC increased as they entered new cities. Is it a qualitative statement or quantitative statement?
Quantitative.
Quantitative.
Okay, you are saying quantitative. ये बताओ कितने परसेंट से कैक बढ़ा या कितने रुपए का कैक बढ़ा?
I don't know, sir.
नहीं पता तो क्वांटिटी का कैसे पता कि क्वांटिटेटिव है?
तो वैल्यू दिखा रहा है.
Again, until you have values, it is a qualitative statement. अगर यहां पे लिखा होता CAC increased by 5%, it would have been a qualitative metrics for financial as a part of a financial metric. But it is said CAC increased as they entered new cities. It will come under your weakness part of SWOT analysis because no quantity is measured or given. ठीक है, मैं ये चीज आपको स्टूडेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बता रहा हूं. जब आप असाइनमेंट करोगे या कोई फैकल्टी आपसे पूछेगी, ठीक है, कंपनी को तो उसके नंबर्स पता है, कंपनी के लिए तो ये क्वांटिटेटिव होगा क्योंकि उसको पता है उसका कैक कितना इंक्रीज हुआ है. आपको नहीं पता है अभी, आपके लिए नंबर नहीं है कोई, कितना परसेंट है नहीं है, कितने रुपये से ग्रो हुआ है नहीं है. ओके,
Okay.
यस, ओके. So let's just recap today's session. Why are metrics important, both financial and non-financial? To track, evaluate and improve business models. हम जो भी पढ़ रहे हैं सिर्फ इसलिए पढ़ रहे हैं कि improve model कैसे बेस्ट होगा. Okay. We use both financial and non-financial indicators. Tools like balance scorecards और your dashboard. Dashboard क्या होता है बेसिकली? डैशबोर्ड जो आप ग्राफ्स बनाते हो, पाई चार्ट बनाते हो, ठीक है,
Yes, sir.
एक्सेल शीट बनाते हो, वो डैशबोर्ड कहलाता है. इसलिए मैंने उसको एक्सप्लेन नहीं किया. I had a slide for it, but I did not explain it. जो आप ग्राफ बनाते हो कि क्या कॉजेस CLV का क्या ग्राफ है, या NPS स्कोर का ट्रेंड जो है, या मंथली रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ का जो ट्रेंड है, वो KPI डैशबोर्ड होता है. But I did not explain it to you because you already know that. ठीक है? I hope everyone knows how to make a dashboard in Excel.
Yes, sir.
Yes, everyone,
Yes, sir.
है ना? एक्सेल में डैशबोर्ड बनाना तो आता है ना सबको,
Yes, sir.
ग्राफ निकालना, ठीक है? Yes. So why we do this? Because we cannot improve which we don't measure. That's it. ठीक है? This is why we do financial and non-financial metrics. This is why we have been studying how to evaluate a business model. because until you evaluate, you cannot improve. Okay. So, any questions from today's session? आज का सेशन आई गेस थोड़ा इजी था,
Yes, sir.
ज्यादा उसमें कुछ था नहीं. आई नो नॉन फाइनेंशियल मेट्रिक्स को समझना, उनको एक्सप्लेन करना थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट है, बट लाइक आई टोल्ड यू, if we go into the depth of that, every metric will take one whole session, and we don't have that kind of a time right now. We are done with our 8 sessions. In next 3 sessions we will complete most of the part. In 12th session we will recap everything, because if we do not do that, and if you guys think that okay, 12th session is just the recap session, you won't be able to do your assignment properly. Please make sure of that you attend your 12th session as well.
Okay.
I've shared off the form, feedback form. I have shared the YouTube link with you. Also, the questionnaire 1 and 2, which were given earlier, are available for you now. So उनको जाना और फिल करना. फर्स्ट और सेकंड क्वेश्चन है. किसी के पास फर्स्ट, सेकंड एंड थर्ड क्वेश्चन है, तीनों का लिंक हो, प्लीज पुट इट ओवर हियर if someone has the link. If someone has the link, please put it over here.
सर एक क्विज का है, नहीं पता किसका है पर है.
ठीक है, जो भी क्विजेस के लिंक है यहाँ पे डाल दो. Any questions, anyone? Any questions, anyone?
नो सर.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No questions? All right. Okay, so it's from session. It's from it is quiz 2, which
Yes, sir. It is
Samiksh,
quiz.
yes. Samiksha, you just type Rishabh Apna over LinkedIn and you will see my ID. Okay. Just type Rishabh Apna over LinkedIn, you will see my ID. All right. So Krishna has shared the link of quiz 2 again with you. I am also sharing the quiz 1 and 3. Okay. Please do fill the quiz. It plays an important part in getting your assignments. Sorry, in your certificate.
Save me your LinkedIn ID.
All right. I will give you that. I have just shared the link of quiz 3. I'm sharing my LinkedIn ID as well. And I will share the quiz 1 as well right now. Okay. So Samiksha, I have shared my LinkedIn ID as well. And also I'm sharing quiz 1. Quiz 1. Okay. Okay. We have 3-4
जो
minutes left.
पहला लिंक है वो कौन सा है? क्विज वन है जो पहला लिंक.
नहीं, quiz 1 मैंने अभी भेजा है. उससे पहले मैंने quiz 2 भेजा था एंड सॉरी मैंने quiz 3 भेजा था. कृष्णा ने quiz 2 भेजा है. Okay. Sorry. I've just sent link of quiz 1 again. I will just pin it. Quiz 1. Please go through the quiz. If anyone have any doubts on it, please ask it right away. Anyone has any questions? I've pinned them as quiz 1, 2, and 3. Any questions on the quiz? I guess
sir.
nothing. All right then. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. See you on. Okay, that's great, Sapna. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining. See you on Monday. Thank you.